Hi, this is day 4 of week 2, Thursday, September 17th. For senior English, I am just going to walk you through some of the things that we did today. So first, like always, you can find our agenda on Schoology, and that would walk you through exactly what you missed in all the detail that you need. And I will take you there. The landing page is always our Zoom link, and then the agenda from today's class. And then below it, the weekly objectives that include more detail on everything from the entire week. And then, of course, the big Google Doc. So we did a quick hello, and then we looked at some memes to find out which are true, which are false, and the full story behind them. I previewed next week a little bit, and then I went over our assignment again for this week, the Thursday and Wednesday entry. So, let's take a look at some memes. Here's the first one, and in groups or as a whole class, we did quick research to determine whether or not this meme, this tweet, is true. I ask, did Larry Bird say this? Here's a picture of Larry Bird. Larry Bird is president of the Pacers in Indiana. He was a big-time NBA star back in the 90s, I guess, for Boston. So allegedly, he says, back in my day, the game had fundamentals and honored the commander-in-chief. Now it's a bunch of radical fundamentalists who dishonor the flag and cross and only care about looking flashy. Just shut up and play the damn game. So, did Larry Bird say this? And if so, why did he say this? I'll give you a minute to find out. You can pause the video and then come back. So he did not say this, and in fact, the entire thing is completely fabricated. Somebody who does not approve of the peaceful protests when professional athletes have been boycotting their game, in this case the NBA. Some people, I guess, feel very angry about that, and as a result of that anger, make up this kind of lie. Not to say everyone who disagrees is angry. There are healthy ways to have disagreement. But this, fabricating a quote from somebody who's respected in the game, is one way, though ineffectively so, to persuade people to believe that side of, I guess, the argument. I keep saying I guess because you can tell I find this entire method dubious. To fabricate something that did not happen to push your point will inevitably come back to bite you. And I imagine that's happening now because this quote went viral and now has quickly been condemned and disproven. Larry Bird never said anything like this, and in fact, never said anything in the last few months really publicly at all. And so it was pretty easy for his office to show that he would never have had a chance to say something like this if he even believed it, which he doesn't seem to either. So not true. Very much false. The next example. So I guess it falls to the First Lady to be in charge of things that are like associated with the White House, like the Rose Garden, and that's pretty standard. The First Lady often has the the physical domain over the spaces of the White House. So Melania Trump renovated the Rose Garden, and I'm not, well, I can talk a little bit more later about what it is that she did, but here's one tweet that went out and became pretty viral as well a few weeks ago. She said, look at the beautiful rose garden that we've renovated, and one user said, does anyone else see how the small bushes smell KKK and rose? So I guess these here. Suggesting that in Melania Trump's renovations, the team designed it so that there would be 3 Ks representing the white supremacist organization, Ku Klux Klan. So take a moment and determine whether or not you can find information about this meme. Okay, hopefully you found something and paused it to find it. Indeed, this is also false, and important for us to see. Because while there might be disagreements politically with the president at the time, making up things and fabricating, or in this case exaggerating something that's out there for public consumption is also going to come back to bite you, because whatever your feelings about Melania Trump, it can quickly be disproven that she did not spell KKK with the bushes and the rose garden. In fact, the design of the rose garden has been stable for over a decade. So when President Obama and Michelle Obama were in the White House, it was the exact same rose garden. Nobody accused the Obamas of putting KKK in the roses. It's perhaps convenient to put your political opponent's wife on stage like this and criticize something like the design of the roses, but actually that's not something that's been new. Melania Trump chose a different color palette for the roses in her renovations and then removed some trees. She didn't make any major structural changes. So whether or not you think it has K's or not, it's not something Melania Trump did herself. So a couple of examples, little though they may be, when users, especially it seems on Twitter, are able to propagate misinformation easily, and people believe it if they don't take a moment to stop and wonder. So thank you for wondering with us. And that is where we're headed next week. We're going to spend next week looking at crimes and looking at confessions and wondering about what happened on the scene of a crime. But before we do this week, we have our last assignment. The entry for Wednesday and Thursday will look the same. In your Google Doc, you can actually put Wednesday and Thursday together if you want, or you can just copy-paste it. So due by the end of this week, which for us extends over the weekend and ends Monday at 9 a.m., we want you to write 3 perfect sentences defending one of these clients, the McDonald's Corporation, Stella Liebeck, who sued the McDonald's Corporation, or if you want to do the ICE story, you could do the Starbucks Corporation or the person who sued the Starbucks Corporation about their ICE. So 3 sentences trying to get a fuller picture on the page of why you think that person you're choosing to defend or corporation is in the right. And that is all. If you've done this, or if you're in the process of finishing it, good for you. If you have questions, stop by our office hours tomorrow, Friday, and we will be happy to help. And that begins your weekend. So hope it's a good one. And if we don't see you in office hours, we'll see you Monday.